Hello, this is Josh from Advanced Camping, bringing you another video tour of this really cool brand spanking new 2020 Winnebago Revel. This is on the 2019 Mercedes chassis, which sees by far and away the biggest upgrades on this machine. It is an absolutely gorgeous chassis in there. You have leather seats, you have active lane keeping assist, you have automatic cruise control. So I mean, the thing practically drives itself when you're on the road. You barely have to touch the steering wheel to stay in the lanes. You know, it keeps you in the lanes. It'll slow down and speed up when it sees a car slowing or speeding up in front of you. Also, for our off-roaders, I think this is really cool. There's actually a 360-degree radar system. You can actually see some of the little sensors right here that are located all throughout. So if you see an obstruction, it will actually detect it on your monitor display there, and it'll show you where the obstruction is, how close you are to it. It'll line right up to it. So, you know, even if you're going to be in a very tight spot, and that is very possible if you're off-roading, you know, even on a cliff face, for instance, it will detect that and tell you how close you are. So it really gives you a wonderful system there. So we have the new tires, the BF Goodrich tires, and the new aluminum wheels. They're all blacked out, giving it a real nice modern look to it. Definitely still has a lot of sort of an aggressive look to it, even though the Mercedes chassis is far more refined. So we also have a power door now, so it's a push button on the key fob, or there's a button inside that will automatically open and close the door here. So that's going to be a nice touch for sure. We'll still have our lighted power awning. There's no arms involved at all, and it does have an automatic wind sensor built in, so you know, it works just perfectly no matter what. We have the lighted running boards still. Kind of give it a good walk around. It has 200 watts of solar on the roof. There's an upgrade here for external solar. You have up to 500 watts of solar capacity with the solar charger. We have our roof ladder here, which we can mount on any side here. So if we want to mount bikes or kayaks on the brand new aluminum rack on the roof, we can do that. We can mount the ladder anywhere and mount our gear right on top. Speaking of gear, you have 140 cubic feet of storage space in the back here. This bed is a power bed, of course, brought over from Europe, European design, so it's a real smooth, quiet operation. You can actually sleep on the bed in any position. It will hold 500 pounds in any position you want it to. Obviously, they have the fiberglass out flares on both sides, so someone like me who's 6'1" can easily sleep this length, but you can sleep on any length you want if you wanted more gear down here. So for loading, you could bring your bicycles or whatever you wanted, anything you wanted back here. I've seen people with tote bags or bins or something like that. There's removable tie downs all throughout the back here. Of course, there's plug-ins, outlets, and things like that. There is a 2,000 watt inverter, so you'll be able to use the 3 Group 31 batteries for 110 power if you want to plug your devices in, CPAP machines in, anything you want. We do have a outside shower located right over here, hot and cold. And then you can have the water pump switch turned on right here. This all screens off in the back here very easily as well. They've made that a lot easier to work with, the side and the back screen. Much easier to work with. Can tow 5,000 pounds with your Revel as well. So you have a nice heavy-duty hitch, 7-pin wiring, so you're good to go if you do need to tow anything. And this pebble gray is growing on me. I personally like the silver, but this pebble gray is definitely growing on me. It is a nice color. And we'll have our cassette toilet out here. Speaking of the holding tanks, they're all going to be insulated and heated. So with the diesel S-bar system built in, there's going to be a hydronic heating system, basically putting glycol throughout the whole system, pumping it through, and it'll wrap one of those glycol heated pipes around each of the holding tanks, the insulated holding tanks, making it truly for season. You cannot say that about just about any other Class B. So there's no like separate little holding tank heater button where, you know, it'll just sort of be a 12-volt stick-on thing. This is actually built right into the system at Winnebago. So very, very cool setup. And I'll take a quick little walk around here. Really cool new LED headlamps. Just a nice look to it. You still have that real aggressive Winnebago top there that's going to cover up the solar panels and any gear you stow on the roof rack. So again, we have our power door here. We can't do this quite one-handed, but this will fold down, and you'll have a nice little picnic table here. We have all kinds of easy access to drain the freshwater tank, easy winterization, easy way to fill the tank. So that makes everything a lot easier. Some of the things from last year's models were a little confusing. They've simplified that quite a bit. So you now also have a sort of a grab handle here too, where you didn't have that last year. So we can come right in here. This is all going to be very similar here. We have our dual paned acrylic windows. Those have a 2.5 R factor as opposed to a typical window will have 0.5 in terms of R factor. So it is going to insulate much better. The Revel also uses a much more expensive but much better insulation. So it actually uses automotive insulation all throughout. That's something Winnebago did on their own, as opposed to sort of block insulation that over time, especially if you're off-roading, is going to sort of fall down slowly as it ages. So you're going to have complete automotive insulation, much better insulation all throughout. They've modified the control panels a little bit, made things a bit easier here. Instead of the sort of manual thermostat that they had before, now you have a nice digital panel here. The rest is fairly straightforward. You have your inverter, your 2,000 watt inverter you can turn on and off here. Your solar is basically always charging as long as you're outside and in the sun. Not much to that. You can check your water pump, your tank levels, your battery levels over here. We can turn our S-bar system on here. This is going to be our hydronic heating system for the furnace and the hot water. And our bed control is going to be right here too, which is going to make it real easy to make that go up and down. In the galley here, we're going to have our recessed sink. We're going to have our induction stovetop, and the inverter is powerful enough to run that induction stovetop if you're running just right off of 12 volts. The inverter will power that. We do have our refrigerator down here. There's a bit of a freezer built right in there as well. That's compressor driven, so you don't have to be level and you don't have to wait a day for that to get to temperature. So, you know, they figure a lot of people are going to be going off the grid, off-road. You don't need to use propane. In fact, there's no propane on board at all. So it just is going to use the 12 volt power, which, you know, that small amount of electricity the solar panel is going to make up for very easily. So nice addition there. Then we also have our bathroom, which I love these on the Revels. So they either make a nice big shower and toilet area, or they double as a wet storage area. So you have these nice treated bamboo racks here, and these double as wet storage. They are treated for water, so if they get wet, it's no problem. Your cassette toilet here does swivel in any position you'd like it to. And there's a toilet paper holder underneath there. There's a spot for shampoo and some other toiletries. We have our shower right here, just a quick connect. So you just take the two shelves out. These are just loose here, so you can sort of put them wherever you want to shower. Otherwise, it doubles nicely as a hanging clothes rack. So it really is very multi-purpose in here, which I absolutely love. We have so many people that say, I'm never going to use the bathrooms in here. I'd rather have storage. Now you can have it really both ways. So if there's a kind of a grody bathroom that you don't want to be in, you have your nice bathroom in here, your shower and toilet. Or a lot of the parks really do have nice facilities, and you just don't have to worry about it and can use this as storage. So nice double duty there. Let's close this up, and we'll have our nice big bed here. It's going to be lights throughout, outlets throughout. There's going to be these RAM mounts that they literally put everywhere in here. These are so you can mount like your device, your iPad or your tablet. Unfortunately, you do have to buy those RAM mounts on Amazon, which is kind of a bummer, but you still can get those, and these tracks are literally everywhere in here, so you can mount your device anywhere you'd like. There's lighting back here, there's lighting on the top, lighting on the sides. We have our nice dual pane acrylic windows, more windows on the back. We can screen this off. And we do have the air conditioner option on this one. That is an option, though. You can get one without air conditioning. And let's get to some of the cool stuff here on the Mercedes chassis. Oh, also they added this extra bit of storage up on top here, so they utilize that extra bit of space. This was all open before, so that's nice to have a little rack there. But on the Mercedes side of things, lots has changed here. So they've made the cushions a little longer, which is great for longer road trips. You know, it's much more refined. It's definitely much more 2019 as opposed to some of the other models. So they have updated this quite a lot. I mean, you've got, again, you've got four-wheel drive, of course. It's really all-wheel drive. It's not necessarily four-wheel drive. So if you've ever driven a four-wheel drive vehicle, you'll know what I mean. If you try and take a tight turn, it just kind of skips around. This is all-wheel drive when you turn it on, and will give you sort of it's the same turning radius as you normally have. So you can engage all-wheel drive or not. It really isn't four-wheel drive, even though all four wheels are spinning. It's much better than that. So you have a much nicer pixel matrix display in the center here, much more modern gauges. Let's see, we have, of course, the nice big touch screen. This thing does everything from you know, navigation to different radio apps. It also has Apple CarPlay and Android CarPlay. That's been long sought after for quite some time. So yeah, it's pretty great. You can adjust just about everything on here. Let's see, navigate home. See if I can get this. Yeah, and there's different navigation. You can scroll through. I like info. Well, there's not much to see there, as it hasn't been driven much. Let's see, Mercedes Pro and apps. You can actually go into a web browser. You can connect your smartphone. You can adjust your Mercedes settings right here, which I think is cool. You can adjust the parking assist. You can set the automatic cruise control. You can set the active lane keeping assist. So yeah, it's really quite cool. You can actually do a 360-degree view here and slide the Mercedes around and sort of adjust what you want to adjust. Okay, do you want the, you know, different door locks to work different ways? That's all very adjustable. So makes it really easy, really fun, really cool. So very, very nice, much more refined Mercedes chassis here. So love the leather seats, love the updates. I mean, you really just don't have to do much when you're on the highway. You know, you're basically just adjusting the adaptive cruise control and the active lane keeping assist. You know, you can kind of just barely keep your hands on the steering wheel, and it will actually move the steering wheel for you. Mercedes is trying to talk to me. It does have a built-in AI, so you can actually talk to it and tell it, okay, turn the air conditioner down to a certain degree, and it'll do that. You can have the Mercedes, you can say, hello Mercedes, and it will adjust any setting you want it to adjust.
For example, enter a
See, it's talking to me already. It also has the blind spot assist, of course, still too. There's cup holders up above. Kind of tough to see, but there are some nice cup holders up here. But just a beautiful, beautiful chassis. That's far more refined. So it's just a beautiful machine here. And if you're doing any kind of off-roading, it's going to be absolutely wonderful for that with the all-wheel drive low. You can set it to a low gear ratio, and it's really just going to be nice. So this is our 2020 Revel on the 2019 Mercedes chassis. Again, my name is Josh. You can reach me here at 414-281-6330. We are taking orders on these. We have quite a few in the books already. Right now we're booking a few months out, so give me a call, and we can do sort of with a minimal deposit, we can reserve you a Revel, and it will come much sooner than a stock unit. So let me know on that, and you can always check out our videos at advancedcamping.com, and please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, and have a great day.